Dear Tom, you said you would call 2 weeks ago. Maybe you are really busy in your work. I'm told you're a president of a human resource company. Or perhaps you have relatives affected by the earthquake and tsunami in Japan. That would be a really serious reason not to call, and I would feel absolutely horrible for even being mad at you if that were the case. There could be nothing more devastating. Or maybe you're already in a relationship, but you did not want to tell me. I have no way of knowing because you left a voicemail saying you were looking forward to meeting me, and when I returned your call, you didn't answer. I'm writing to tell you why I'm bad at dating, or in this case, why I'm bad at waiting to date. I was married 33 years. Dating was something we did after we had children, and we wanted to go out to talk without a small person on our laps, or go see a movie, or hear some live music in a club. I know very little about dating other than doing it while married. I also have a full, beautiful life, a nonprofit that engages me with women around the world who would have major struggles with feeding their families and trying to get an education rather than work in rice fields or clean people's houses. I support a program that works to stop young girls from being kidnapped in Bangladesh and taken to Saudi Arabia, where they are sold as sex slaves. Some of these girls are only 11 years old. There's also that program in Nairobi run by a crazily wonderful, brave woman from Marin who teaches art and yoga to women prisoners. She sends the most wonderful photos of the women drawing pictures in their vertically striped prison uniforms, using big colorful markers and concentrating very intensely. There's also a photo of 2 women cooking a gigantic pot of ugali over an outside fire. I ate ugali, that starchy Kenyan staple, when I was in Africa last year. In one photo, a few of the women are smiling, and even though their heads are down, I can see that their mouths are upturned. It looks like they're dancing, celebrating life in spite of their circumstances. I also need to tell you I have 3 grown children who live in 3 different cities across America, so I spend time flying to New York, Seattle, and Los Angeles to talk face-to-face with these people who came from my womb, who I adore. They are also very interested in my dating life and ask me questions. My son, who sets the bar very high for any man because he is so liberated and kind and handsome, still asks me about that man I dated for 2 seconds last year. All my kids want me to be happy. And I have 2 dogs. Do you like dogs? That will tell me a lot about you. My Chow Mix is my son's college dog that I inherited about 4 weeks after he rescued her. The border collie became mine after I went to a deli in Tiburon to buy a sandwich. The little girl was almost crying outside the deli and said her mom was going to take the pups to the Humane Society because they were pooping all over the living room. I had never had a girl dog and loved the littlest black and white skinny one, so I brought her home. That was 10 years ago. Uni is so smart. She understands about 20 words, although I've read that border collies can learn 200 words. She was diagnosed with ALS last October. I know. Who knew dogs could get degenerative myelopathy, a neurodegenerative disease? She will become a paraplegic and has already lost the use of her right back leg. It's a bit like having a baby at home. I really don't stay out late because I think about her all the time and worry. I also think you should know that one of my heroes is Zaki Ahmad, an HIV-positive South African AIDS activist who is founder and chairman of the Treatment Action Campaign in Cape Town. He spent much of the 1970s in prison for his political activism against apartheid, and when the cost of antiretrovirals was too high for most South Africans to pay, Zaki stopped taking his ARVs and waged a national campaign against the drug companies until they produced cheaper drugs for all HIV-positive South Africans. Zaki is one of the friends I look to for inspiration and drive. So it's also important you know that I'm a feminist, and your life will never be more significant or valuable than mine. It would seem I might not need to mention this, but I don't want to assume. Even in 2011, women are still fighting to be equal in the world, and being a feminist means I want to live in excellence beyond the mediocrity of our society, as Audre Lorde said. I am wildly proud of my sexuality, of my independence, of the way in which I open my heart to life. I believe that the erotic is spiritual, that the sensual feelings of life are part of our inner practice to know ourselves and to connect deeply and freely with others. So Tom, All of this is to say that I would love to date you if you are serious about getting to know me. If you're still interested, give me a call. Thank you.